Hello, welcome back to Inspired Living. Great to have you here again. I'm really sorry that I couldn't post as much as I promised to, but I've got a new job recently and it's really exhausting to get back on track after being at home for quite a while and working on my own schedule. And as you know, if you follow me on Twitter or Instagram, I'm already working on a picture book for adult women at the time. And although this takes a lot of time, it is fun and it will be awesome, but it takes its time. And before I start to the video, I have to make the traditional announcement. Please follow, share, subscribe, comment, because it helps me with the algorithm. It helps me to spread the word, to enlarge my account. And the bigger the account gets, the more content I can create. And when it comes to this, please feel free to leave any suggestions, idea, wishes in the comments. Of course, I read it. And if any way possible, I will fulfill your wish. If it's about a specific topic, if it's just something you want to talk about, you're interested in whatsoever, just leave your wish in the comments or contact me by email or direct message over Twitter or Instagram, and I will come back to you as soon as possible. The same, of course, if you want personal coaching or a one-on-one, I'm sure we can find a way. So, and now let's get to business. The thing I'm talking about today attaches as well your private life, personal relationships, but also jobs, careers, contacts out of your private life. I will, to make it easier, I will start with to make it easier to understand and not to go too far. I will keep it to a relationship one-on-one. And in the end, I will show you how this works about the business, because I think the most people are interested in personal affairs. But as I said, everything I'm talking now about, the personal affair, also adjusts to a job. And the topic is you try to manifest, you try to find your specific partner, you try to attract your perfect job, you try to attract your business or a specific person in your life, and it doesn't work. And why could this that it doesn't work actually be a blessing for you? I know it sounds contradictory, but it isn't. So let's start. I'm talking a lot about the law of attraction, even in this video, but actually it also is for people who never heard about the law of attraction, don't believe it, don't know about it, but it's often used in the law of attraction. It means when you decide you want to attract a person into your life, when you decide you want to have a partner, if you decide you want to have a new career or any change in your life, most of the people start with the idea and then they start to work it out. They make a list, maybe a pro and con list, or they just write down all the aspects the new person or the new job should have. And that's what we call in the law of attraction manifestation and scripting. During the manifestation, you imagine this perfect person or this perfect job. You really go into this imagination. You try to recall how you would feel in this situation, how it would be like to be with this person, or how it would be like to have this job. You play several situations in your mind, and you really go into the imagination of having what you want and getting it. And then you maybe do your affirmations, which means you give yourself positive sentences. I will be able to get this job. I know I'm strong enough to do this. I know I'm worthy of love. I know I'm worthy to get this and that. And another thing you do is the so-called scripting, which means you choose a form that suits for you and write exactly down what you want. If it's about a partner, it goes from his physical appearance, his characteristics, his interests. The list can be as long as possible. as long as you want it to be. And actually, the more concrete and the more specific it is, the higher is the possibility that you really will find this person. What this makes to your mind is really easy to understand. You adjust your filters, you adjust your awareness, you tell yourself, your computer in your brain, what you are looking for, and your subconscious mind helps you to see what leads you into this direction. It just sharpens your awareness, it sharpens your filters to see what you need to get where you want to. Because when you say, I need a dark-haired man, you automatically, that's what your subconscious does for you, will see more dark-haired men. The other ones may almost be invisible for you. If you want a biker, you see bikes all around you, but you wouldn't look on cars. And that's what the subconscious does. That's why we are manifesting. That's why we are scripting when we work with the law of attraction. And the same is with people that doesn't do this. A lot of them do their lists. What do I want? What doesn't I want? What could be a good side? What could be a negative side? It's pretty much the same. And we do it, and we do it properly. We do our manifestations or not. We do our scriptings or our lists or not. And nothing happens. Or we get somebody who has a lot of checkboxes of our list, but when we have him or her or the job we wanted to have, we suddenly find out that it isn't what we wanted to have. Or we meet this person we want to have so intensely, but the person is not at all interested in us. So yes, we fulfilled it, we met this person, but we didn't connect. And that's something I really would suggest you to do when you put down your list. Look at this list and try to walk some steps in the shoes of the person you want to attract. Are you actually what this person or this job would be interested in? I mean, when you are looking for a tall, handsome guy who's really sportive, who does well-trained, he does a lot of sports, he loves being outdoors, he has a big social life, he has a lot of friends, he is really successful, he's sophisticated, and so on and so on. Would you be the person this guy would be interested in? And if not, and unfortunately most of us are not when they start to, you have the great chance to change this. Because if you want a guy who's really sophisticated, who's into art, let's say, when you want to meet a guy that's interested into art, it would be a benefit if you know something about art and if you could talk about art, if you really would be interested in art. Because if you're not, why should you want a guy who is like that? And where would you meet such a person? You should probably go to vernissages, to museums and something like this, exhibitions, or you go to the theater, whatsoever. So that's what I mean. You have to be what you want to attract. Of course, you don't have to change yourself 180 besides you want to. And the same is with the guy that's really well-trained, who loves to train, who has a well-defined body. I mean, I'm a plus-sized woman and I'm lazy as hell. So, of course, I would love to look at such a guy, and I would also love to interact with such a guy. But on the other hand, it would be way too exhausting to have a guy who always wants to go to the gym, takes very much care about his nutrition, and tells me all the time he would love me to do this and that. That's just me, and that's nothing I want to change. And on the other hand, a guy who is really much into sport and nutrition wouldn't have any. That would be a great thing we don't have in common, and it's an important thing. So of course I want a handsome guy, but I won't mind him to have a couple of pounds more on his body, because that would actually be a much better match for me. And so think about the things that are really important for you. Can you offer this to the person what you want them to offer you? And the same is if you want a really successful guy that is good in business, who's really working. is a hard worker, it really would be a benefit if you at least have the same mindset. That doesn't mean that you have to be that successful, but at least you should know and appreciate what it takes to be that successful. Because if you have a guy that's really a hard worker, you will not see him very much at home. He won't be very much next to you on the couch binging Netflix. That's just not how these people work. So if you appreciate a guy who's really hardworking and you want to be the supportive partner who's holding his back and taking all the everyday stuff out of his way, awesome. But if you want to have a guy that's really a hard worker, but you also want him to be around you all the time, that doesn't work. But if you share the same mindset, if you really know and appreciate what it takes to be business-wise successful, so you maybe will find a way to work together. So really decide, do I want it? And do I have what this person would like to have? So that's a thing you should definitely have in mind. Am I the person I want to be around me would be interested in? And remember, you can change almost everything. If you don't know about arts, but you want somebody who's sophisticated, then learn about it. You can Google, you can watch YouTube videos, you can learn, you can just go out and look at things, talk to people who are into this business. If you want to have a sportive partner, you don't have to be an athlete, but maybe you start to do a little bit of exercises, extended walks, get yourself a bike, make some bike tours on the weekend. Do anything that brings you to the person you want to get to, and that also changes you into the person that's wanted by the one you want to be with. And you can start anew every day. It's not, if it didn't work today, doesn't mean it doesn't work tomorrow. But if you set your goal, then stick to it and work towards it. And if when you become this person, you will see your behavior change. You go to places where you maybe haven't been before, and so you create yourself the opportunity to meet this person. So actually it's in your interest to really think about, what do I want and what do I have to offer to this person. So, and now why could it be a blessing that it doesn't work? Well, it's pretty much what I already said. When you are really looking for somebody who is business-wise really successful, who is a social butterfly, who has a lot of friends and hobbies, okay, you get this guy, but what does it mean? He is business-wise really successful, which means he works a lot. He might be on the phone even at home in his free time. He's a social butterfly, means he's always out and about with people, and if he's not out with the people are at your home. So you always, or most of the time, will have to share your partner. So if you're not that outgoing person, it's maybe really better that you don't find it. If you want to be more social, if you want to be more around people, well, then it's fine. But really be clear about what you want and what you don't want. The same is with a job. If you want to be really successful in a job, you want a challenging job where you every day have different challenges, where you have to adjust every day, where you have to improvise a lot. This really takes a toll. It takes a lot of energy. It's really time consuming. And it never stops. It's not realistic to be successful just once. If you really want success, you have to work hard for it. Is it really what you want? Is it really what you want to keep on for quite a while? Maybe what you want is a job with less to put in, but to be more comfortable in. Maybe you just need a job where the environment is a little bit more the way you like it to be. So think about what you get might not be what you really want. I hope this didn't sound too negative, because actually I really wanted to support you and to give you some hints why it might not work to find the person or the job you're looking for, or how you could improve your chances actually to get what you want to. Because maybe it needs just some adjustments and you are much more a fit to the person the job or the circumstances you want to be at. I wish you best of luck, and I see you next time.